me. 3, 2, 1.
Hello guys, tuning back again. Well, Earthion is finally here on the PC. Unfortunately, the console ports have been delayed until September. That includes the digital versions as well. So yeah, Yu Koshiro and Ancient's brand new shooter is finally here. I was lucky to play this game back in September at TGS, and it was really good then, but it's had quite a few improvements since then, and it's finally made it out. Really excited to play this. Came out yesterday. I streamed it last night for about 3 hours. Really good. Really enjoyed it. Very good game indeed. I played it a little bit more as well. So this is the new intro. Basically, the story of this game is that invaders come in, invade your planet, and then you're like a scientist or something that takes up arms against the invaders. Turns into a space warrior, jumps in a big spaceship, as you'll see there. There's the pilot, and you go and try and stop him. And that's pretty much the story of this game. So what I'll do first, I'll run through some of the options. So if you press select, you've got a reset option. You can choose what language you want as well. You can have a how to play. You can also go audio. If I click into audio, this is pretty much the Mega Drive setup. This is a Mega Drive game. This is pretty much the Mega Drive sound setup. They've done a pretty damn good job of it making it sound like a Mega Drive, but you can mess around with it if you want yourself. Visual options, you've got full screen, you've got windowed mode, subtitles on and off. You can save your user presets. At the moment, I'm using my user preset. And this is basically the display mode you have. So you basically get, this is pixel look. So this is like square pixels with a quite sharp look to it. You've got the smooth look, which I don't like, with bilinear filtering over the top, which I don't like the look of it. You've got step look, which is a little bit smoother. It's got a little bit of change to it than the standard like pixel look. And you've got the scanline look. So we'll leave it on scanlines, and I'll go into a little bit of my one issue with this game. So if I go into the scanline options, when you first put the scanline options on, you get this. So if I turn the vertical mask off, so basically you'll end up with a picture that looks like that. And I was like, what the hell is this? This isn't scanlines. It's just a dark picture with blue. But if you go into your controls, so if you go into your back into visual controls and then scanlines, you need to really turn the luminosity up because it's too dark. So say I turn the luminosity to there. And then you can turn shadowing on the corners, you can turn the space in between the scan lines, you can turn the barrel, which is basically like bends the picture a bit. I don't particularly like all these options. I don't like the simulated CRT look. Personally, I think it looks terrible. But anyway, I'm more like give me plain pixels, scan lines over the top. So you go to vertical scan lines, which makes you think, hang on a minute, why are the scan lines vertical? So this is a horizontal game, but for some reason it's got vertical scan lines. Was this meant to be? Was this played on a monitor on its side? I don't get it. So you turn the scan lines on, and obviously the picture gets darker, which you can compensate with the luminosity, which is quite nice. But the scan lines are pretty decent, but you've got the blur over the top. You can't get rid of that horrible blur. So I did have a little bit of a rant on it on Steam about it. I just done loads of other collections, like all the M2 stuff, Capcom stuff as well. They've all got decent scan lines. They give you just scan lines, put scan lines over the top, job done. All retro scalers use it, but hardly. There's loads of developers that release these old games, but don't give you a scanline option. So, Yuzo, if you are watching this, please just can I get rid of that blur and give me horizontal scan lines? Because this just doesn't look like a CRT. I've got a CRT next to me as well, and half the time these CRT filters they look worse than CRT. So I don't really know what's going on. So yeah, you end up like that, which I hate. So I'm not going to be using that, but the option's there anyway. So if you do like it, you can tweak it to whatever you want. There's, so you can basically, you go to picture options as well, and there's loads of stuff you can do in your brighten it up, saturation, that type, ghost in blur, glow, and you can bend the screen and make it look like, a really crappy CRT if you want. So the options are there, but I ain't going to use any of that. I'm literally just going to go back in and change it back to step mode. So yeah, you got picture scaling as well. So you can turn integer scaling off, it stretches it. Square pixels, you can fit the 4.3. You could basically top in that. You can scale it in and out. You can add a frame. You can also change the little background pictures as well on the sides. So there's a lot of options. Controls in this mode, just the type of controller you've actually got it plugged in, and you can change the language. What is quite interesting in this mind is you get online rankings, credits. You get you get the demos as well. So you got the summer demo, the fall demo, which is probably the one I played at TGS, winter demo, and you've got the early prototype of this, which is quite nice. I haven't tried them yet, but it's quite cool you got them. So we'll actually go into the game now. So I'll go into the option mode. This is the in-game options. This is what you would get if it was on a Mega Drive. So you can change your ship's difficulty. There's 4 difficulties. So you've got easy, normal, hard, and hot shot. They do get increasingly more difficult, like more firing, faster shots, and less time your shield takes to regenerate. You can change your controls around by just messing around with each button. There is a music player as well, which I'll go into. It's a bit weird, there's 2 music options. So you can basically watch the intro while playing different music. Pause it, that type of stuff. You can also have a music test by here, your standard type music test, and your sound effect test. So, the other play mode you do have in this is, we'll show you it quickly, is challenges. So it's quite nice, basically the effective caravan modes. So you pick a challenge, so I don't know whether more open the more you play it, I don't know. So say challenge number 1, you pick your weapon set, then I'll go with that weapon. So you get different music in this mode as well, which is quite nice. So and you basically timed and you're trying to get points. So that's all I'm going to show you of that. So I'm going to restart this a minute. Right, so let's get into the main game. So I'm going to pick normal. I've managed to get a 1cc on normal after about 3 or 4 goes. So that doesn't mean it's easy, mind. It's quite tricky. So I'm going to be bumping it back up to hard and then hopefully get up to hot shot at some point. That's my plan. Press the wrong button and cancelled. So it's brilliant that this game has actually been released. I was wondering whether the PC one would have got delayed as well, same as the console versions. It's also out on the arcade as well, Exa Arcadia, which I believe it's out now on Exa. So people are waiting for their versions to turn up. So keep an eye on my channel over the next couple of weeks, and I should have the Exa version as well to review. And I'll be streaming it all weekend as well when I get it. So, first thing you'll notice in this game, it's got some really nice graphics. So you think this is a megadrive game, so it's got some lovely graphics, lovely effects on later levels, lots of parallax scrolling, big enemies, lots of bullets going on, that type of thing, and really good ship designs. So you can also, what you can do, you can fire your weapon, normal weapon, or your side weapon, or basically both at the same time. So I just went with both at the same time. You power up your weapons by collecting the green crystals that get dropped. And then that powers up your main shot, and it also powers up your, gives you more time, I think, to use your sub weapons. They got like a number on them, which I think is a level. I'm not entirely sure on that at the moment. As you can see, there's some big sprites on this as well. There's also pseudo scaling as well, as you see, which does look a lot better on the boss. So a lot of levels will have sub-bosses. This is the first sub-boss. So I'm going to go down here. The hand tracks who it does. As you notice in this game, there's a lot going on as well. This game is pretty busy. So if I change sub-weapon, here's my second sub-weapon I picked up, which is really powerful. To be honest, I think the best set of weapons is probably these two I've got now. Enemies will fly off screen and shoot backwards and stuff as well, so you've got to keep a good eye on it. So this is the flame weapon. I'll pick that up to go show you. Pretty powerful weapon actually, pretty good. So that is speed. Doesn't increase speed much, but a little bit. The other sub weapons is you've got like a laser that bends around two ways. You've got like these green ball firings that fire off forward. You've got missiles which shoot and explode. You've also got like bombs that drop and make a really cool sound when they drop. And there's also like an orb thing you pick up that fires in 8 directions. That green thing I picked up there, which is that, if you carry that to the end of the level, you get to do an upgrade. This boss is very cool looking with some nice scaling. Another thing I mentioned this, the music in this game is really good. As to be honest, what you would expect with Yuzo Koshiro. The guy's a bit of a genius. But the music is fantastic. And also the sound effects are amazing. According to the credits, he did the sound effects as well. They're really meaty sounding. The speech is a little scratchy though. I like the transition. One of the levels you do transition while you're actually in the level as well, which is really nice. So once you've got that orb to the end and you haven't died and you've managed to carry it, you get some options. Basically you can have an extra ship, an extra weapon slot, so you get an extra sub weapon, enhanced shields and main shot, which gives you 3 bars on both, special weapon, which there's that like bent laser thing I was talking about, or increase sub level and max level. So I'm gonna go for that one, I think. So that will give me higher levels on your main shot and your sub weapons. So now you're going to see lots of parallax scrolling. The graphics are taken. I also think that they've got the music levels pretty right on this as well. Very nice background as well, with some really nice parallax and nice colours. So, say I've picked this up on Steam. I picked it up literally straight away. I will be buying the Mega Drive version when it eventually comes out. I'm going to ignore that web. I'll pick it up and show you it. So literally I've died now because I collected all the bloody bullets. I'll teach me. So when you die you lose your sub weapon, as you've seen. You keep your secondary one. Right. I need to recharge my shield. That is the missile weapon. So yeah, they've done a fantastic job on the music and the graphics. Very nice indeed. So you may have noticed as well, this game is quite busy as well. There's a lot going on. A lot of bullets going on. You do a lot of dodging. Not very often you sit still. I think because you've got a shield, they up the bullet levels to make it interesting. Yeah, I crashed into it. And again. Oh, I blew up a bomb and died. As you see, there's the speed. I died again. So yeah, you get the idea. So I don't want to show you too much of this game anyway, so it's fine that I do. So yeah, what do I think of this game? So I've been looking forward to this game after playing it in TGS. When I was at TGS as well, it was behind. There was two versions here. There was one on an LCD screen, and then there was one on a CRT. So I'm assuming I probably played the Mega Drive one, especially the CRT one I was playing. So yeah, I've been looking forward to it since then. Yuzo Koshiro definitely doesn't disappoint with the Streets of Rage games, Sonic on the Master System, and the various other games that Ancient have actually did. So you can't fault that. He's a musical genius, I'll give him that. And he made some of my favourite soundtracks ever, especially some of like East. I love that. Like and Street of Rage soundtracks and various other things he's done are pretty fantastic. So yeah, soundtrack definitely doesn't disappoint. It's your classic Yuzo, very nicely done, very nicely composed and everything soundtrack. Sound effects are really nice as well. Graphics are pretty fantastic. It gets better as you go along. There's lots of parallax, lots of weapons, lots of stuff on screen, lots of explosions and various stuff going on. So yeah, looking really good for a Mega Drive game. Gameplay wise, with the multiple weapons, the really nice smooth gameplay, and the levels, learning the bosses and various things in the levels. There's lives secret in the levels as well, which you can actually find. Yeah, plays very good. It's got a lot to come back to as well with the 4 difficulty levels. If you're not so good at shoot 'em ups, I think the easy level would suit you quite well. If you're okay at shoot 'em ups, normal's going to be a pretty good challenge, and then obviously higher and higher it goes. And you've got those online leaderboards as well, which is quite nice. So overall, I'm not disappointed at all. I think this is a really nice package. My only gripe is the scan lines, as you've seen at the beginning. But overall, this is a pretty fantastic package, and you should just go and pick it up. And what makes it even better is it got released for $14.99. So that's pounds in the UK. $14.99, which is shocking. I really thought this game was going to get released for £29.99 or maybe £34.99. I'm amazed that it actually released for 15 quid. And for 15 quid, this is a bargain. And if you like shoot 'em ups, you're going to have to pick this up. So, yeah, seems a pretty amazing game. A lot of magazines are saying this is a masterpiece. I'm not going to go far as saying that at the moment because I think I need to play it a lot more really to decide whether that's the case. But I normally do a top 10 shoot 'em ups of the year, and I guarantee this is going to be in there. and it's probably going to be pretty high in there as well. So yeah, if you like shoot maps and you like the look of this, go out and buy it. It's well worth picking up. It will eventually get released on console, so if you want to wait to November, which isn't too long, I suppose, you can get the console versions, and we're looking at 2026 for the Mega Drive version. I will get the Mega Drive version when it comes out. I was looking really forward to it. In fact, I thought the Mega Drive version ended up coming out first, but it didn't work out that way. So yeah, definitely a pick it up. You definitely need to play this game. Definitely need to get it. So hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I shall catch you soon. So take care. Ta-da.